You graduate college thinking, I'm gonna go into that workforce and get a teaching job and have this regular American dream, and then you learn real quick that that teaching job doesn't pay what it should to cover the cost of the degree, and you learn that life is just working. And so being able to do this, it's a breath of fresh air for sure. My name is Victoria Baumann and I'm 32 years old.
I'm her father, Charlie Moreton, and I'm 51 years old.
We run my fidget business out of our homes in North Carolina. My business, Victoria Essie Studio, brought in $428,000 in 2025. Welcome to Victoria Essie Studio. So a fidget clicker is just a self-stimming toy. It has the same type of mechanical component as a mechanical keyboard, so it has that really nice tactile feel and click. I started my business in 2018 where I was doing watercolor paintings and polymer clay jewelry. I pivoted over to laser cut acrylic jewelry in 2020, and then Charlie joined the team in 2025 when we started 3D printing. Times were changing and the earrings just weren't selling the way that they used to, and I just needed a pivot. He had all the experience in 3D printing and kind of pushed me into it. And once we saw that my audience really liked what we were making, it just made sense. So we sell a variety of products. First off, I still sell my acrylic laser cut jewelry, so I have a small little collection of jewelry still available. As for the 3D printing, we do home decor, pill cases, a lot of fidget toys, and just little knickknacks like that. The product we're selling the most of are definitely our clickers. We started selling fidgets May of 2025.
So in 2025, our gross revenue was $428,000. Our net profit in 2025 came in at $94,000. So the part of the business that I run out of my home is where everything starts. Well, this is our print room. This is where everything is printed and made. Printers everywhere. We got them on the floor. We got them pretty much anywhere that we could fit them. Victoria will come over to the house. We decide which designs that we're going to be making. I have her choose all the colors. They're large scale, but they have 7 nozzles in them, so we can do 7 colors without any waste. We've got our UV printer here that we like to use for some of our fidgets, like our paint palette. That's how we get the colors on our paint palettes here. We have different designers that we pay commercial licenses for. We also make our own designs. Paint colors that have finished. And when we decide on what design we want to print, we'll do a test print. Once we're happy with that, we'll print a whole, what we call a sheet of them. Then we start assembling them. And this is our assembly room. So this is where everything is put together. And then once it's done in here, we take it over to Victoria's house. Yeah, we average about 1,500 orders a month. Some of our larger fidgets, we can only fit like 25 of one piece onto one build plate, and that can take 17 hours. That's one of our shortest print times. Some of them that we do that are more complex or have a lot of different colors that uses shading and different things like that will take 3 or 4 days. But the assembly process is rather straightforward and quick. We can get 100 of them done in probably 45 minutes to an hour. The amount of hours that we put into the business is kind of a sliding scale. For me, an additional 40 hours on top of my other job.
So I'd say anywhere between 14 to 15 hours a day. My previous job as a teacher had me working a full-time job plus extra either after work or on the weekends just to make my ends meet. I taught preschool from 2015 to 2019. I absolutely loved being a teacher, but being a teacher really burnt me out. And so I started watercolors and polymer clay jewelry on the side just for that extra income. And it was really my parents of my students that were really egging me on to do that. I quit teaching in 2019. I did a part-time job where I was running an ice cream shop for about 3 years. And during that time is when I took my business and started putting a little bit more. I quit my part-time job and started full-time Victoria Essie Studio in 2022. In 2025, I paid myself $36,000. I really thought I was going to be a teacher for the rest of my life, but I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity that this has all brought me. Bringing home an income that my teacher's salary could never comprehend or compare to or anything.
So I work full-time as a network security engineer. I had 2 3D printers myself. I was just using for personal projects and having fun with and learning. She used one of those to create these little 2-tiered cakes. People just loved them, and then she couldn't keep up with the demand for those, so we got another printer. We used, the sales from those cakes to be able to buy that printer, and then we bought some filament on top of that. But we were able to reinvest everything we brought in back into the company. It grew organically to the point that we've never had to take out a business loan. In 2025, I didn't take any payment from the business. In 2026, I started paying myself $750 a week.
There's definitely moments that I feel like we're going to get burnt out. I think that's also the benefit of working with your family. We can kind of each see when the other person's falling a little bit behind or low on battery, and we pick up each other's slack.
We're actually, at this moment, looking for some land so that we can build a property large enough to not only house everything under one roof, but to grow. We have our families to be able to help us, but we're gonna have to get to the point where we have employees.
I am definitely happier running a fidget business than I was being a teacher. Being able to be a stay-at-home mom while my daughter is in these early years, there's nothing to compare to teaching, to be honest. I definitely see myself running this business for as long as I can. I just want to have enough to be happy and to just be able to continue doing this and supporting my community.